heathens. So today's video I am dumb excited for because this is going to be the February 2020 BoxyCharm. This has been sitting here for like 3 or 4 days now, and ooh, I don't know if y'all just heard that, but my jaw popped. Oof. Anyway, it's been sitting here for like 3 or 4 days, and I'm really excited to get into it because I have seen a few spoilers for this box, and I know one of the items that I'm getting because it was my choice item, and that is the Becca, I think it's called Ultimate 24-Hour Coverage. I may not be entirely correct with that name, but I did receive a foundation. I'm over here trying to find my knife that I use to open everything so that we can get in, but somehow I do not see it. So anyway, I'm going to try to get my tweezers over here and get this sticker off. Depending on what is in here, I do have a little bit of eyeshadow and mascara on. We will try to do our best with trying it on. However, I do want to do more of an all-day wear excuse me, type thing if the foundation is a close enough shade match. So I do want to try to get the foundation out of here first so that I can do like at least a little swatch or two and make sure that it's going to be one that's worth trying to do an all-day wear test, because I have a few errands to run rewind. I have a few errands to run that I would love to wear it during to see how it wears, how it looks on me, just overall its coverage, the color, longevity, the way it sits on the skin. Anyway, I would love to do that when I'm actually going to be doing stuff. So doing it right now would be fine and dandy, but I'd maybe get to wear it for a couple hours and I'm just sitting around the house. So not really going to get the best real world application is my point. So anyway, without further ado, I feel like I've been rambling for 20 minutes already. February 2020 BoxyCharm. So right on in. Oh, we have a full box. So this is what we have going on inside. And I'm going to put it down in front of me so that we can go ahead and get into it. So right off the bat, I want to take the one item that I knew I was getting, that I was just talking about, which is the Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation, and I had picked the shade Linen. So, of course, this was online, just out of a few different ranges. They did not have the full shade range, so I'm not 100% sure on the shade. I don't even remember if this was the shade that I picked out of the little sample card. So, oh, I mean, it doesn't seem that bad. It seems like it might be a little yellow, but it's not terribly far off. Okay. So again, this is in the shade Linen. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get on in. I am noticing one thing looking into the box, that I did get some brushes. So if this is a good enough shade match, I will use those brushes tomorrow in a full face application. Am I supposed to shake this? Let me look at that first. It does not say that I am. Okay. So let's see where a little pump will get us. All right. Anyway, I am noticing by looking into the box right now that there is not an insert card, which is very interesting. So I will probably have to do the same thing that I did for Ipsy and look up the prices of everything to do a little wrap up. So this is what we're looking at. I'm going to take my mirror here and just do it, I guess. Let's just go as much on the face right now as we can, huh? And then again, if it seems to blend out fine, I will wear it again this weekend. Tomorrow. So foundation brush, this is what we're looking at least right now. I can definitely see where it is because I did not use enough to go over all of the skin. So even trying to blend it out, there are already some areas that I am a little more bare. So that obviously would not happen if I did a full day wear test. I want to say that this is a good enough shade match to do a wear test. Looking through the colors on the website, when I realized it was going to be a choice, I initially figured I would be, I think it was vanilla, but it was not one of the choices. And that's just going off of like skin tone, undertone, things like that. So I don't know how well it'll pick up. You can kind of see where it's sitting in a few areas, but I have not like properly prepped my skin. I know that this is just a color match essentially. You can kind of see a few areas where you can see that it's not an exact shade match, but it is good enough. So we will be revisiting that in a full day wear test. Now, next item is an EVO Skin Aurora Refreshing Cleansing Hemp Wipes, which is pretty cool. Does it say how many is in here? 15. So that's pretty neat, a little thing of makeup wipes, which I also got makeup wipes in Ipsy, which is kind of funny. Then we have the brushes, which I said I could see while I was doing that. And they came... Ooh, these are Alamar. Okay. So I have received some items from Alamar Cosmetics in previous boxes. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I don't know if this is going to show up, but it's got like a rippled top. There are a few stray hairs. That one doesn't want to come out. But it's got like a textured top. This is a bronzer brush. It's really, really soft. Then we have a brightening brush, which I guess I would probably use for like under eye powder, maybe highlighter. And then we have a complexion brush, which honestly, in my opinion, feels a little too soft for me to want to do like foundation with, but I may do like blush or bronzer or just generally powdering the face. So this is the brush trio that we got. I'm really excited for this one because of the textured top. I think that's really, really neat. I don't know how that helps with bronzing, but I'm really excited to find out. Then we have, from First Aid Beauty, facial radiance pads that help exfoliate, tone, and brighten. And this is alcohol free. It's just like a little toner pad thing. Carton. Then, okay, interesting. I have the Ciate London Extraordinary Translucent Powder. And now I have the Ciate London Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. And it says on the side that it is lightweight and delicately coconut scented. So I'm not sure if that's the only thing about it that's coconutty. But on the back it says, apply generously to areas with concealer to bake and set makeup. Leave on for 3 to 5 minutes and sweep off the excess for a crease-free, soft focus finish. Lightly dust oil-prone areas using a large fluffy brush for a soft matte finish. So I'll have to see, how the two compare. Of course, it has the lid with the mirror finish and the ciate bow, but it looks like it's just like a white powder. So let me get my tweezers back out so I can peel this up and off. I do not typically, I'm having some trouble even with the tweezers. I do not typically bake. That's something that I've never really done. I've always been a little cautious because I'm not the biggest concealer wearer. It tends to wind up looking really dry. I do really enjoy the Pretty Vulgar Little White Lies concealer that I received, so I may have to try this with that. Can't really get any of the coconut, but I got a little bit on my finger. It's very soft. So I'll have to maybe do like a side-by-side of this and the regular Extraordinary translucent powder, because side-by-side they're looking pretty similar. So that's interesting. Well, that is everything that I have in the box. So now we are going to time travel a little bit so that I can do a full day wear test utilizing the new foundation. I am going to do a disclaimer and say that I probably will not set it using this brand new powder, because I will probably use a powder that I am more familiar using on a daily basis so that I can get a better idea of how long this is actually going to last. I don't want to use 2 new products at once and have one not work because of the other. So I will see you shortly. I'm starting out this video about as real as I can get for y'all. I am pretty much fresh out of the shower. I'm in a robe. I haven't started getting ready yet. I wanted to show y'all because normally when I film in my room now, I have the light, so you don't get to see like natural reddened face, because even when I start with no makeup, the light completely drowns that out. So my hair is still wet from the shower. I'm in a robe. I'm about to get ready and use the Becca foundation. What I'm going to do is do it all off camera, but I'll go ahead and tell y'all what I'm using. I've already primed with the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Primer. I'm going to use the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation in Linen. I'm going to use the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. This is the one that's got that like wet cooling feeling. I really enjoy it. I'm going to use the Wander Beauty Trip for Two Blush and Bronzer Duo. I'm going to use, this is not a palette that is actively for sale, but you can occasionally find it. The ColourPop All I See Is Magic Shadow Palette. Been using this like almost every day. I'm going to use the new brushes that I received for some of this, and then I'm going to use the Ofra Star Island highlighter, and then I will be back once all of that is done and I am dressed. I've got to figure out what I'm doing with my hair. I may just clip it up. I may leave it down. I don't know yet. But I will be back once all that is done. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do like a full face application, but since I'm out here and I actually don't have my mirror out here anymore, it does make it a little more difficult, so I'd rather be with a mirror. So I will be back once I'm done, and then we will go running on errands and see how long everything lasts. It is about 10:45 right now, so I'll see you in a little bit. See if y'all can see kind of what it's looking like right now before I powder, because I did have to take a one of the Juno microfiber sponges over top, which I don't normally have to do with foundations, but it was just sitting really heavy. So I think I've evened it out a little bit. I'm hoping that as I warm up and my oils come through, it kind of melts it in a little better because it is sitting on my skin a little bit cakey. So we'll see. Like I said, I haven't powdered yet. All I've done is eyeshadow in this, so. Okay, so now I have everything on, and my mascara and liquid lipstick were in the other room, so I forgot to mention what they were going to be. The mascara is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions, and the lipstick is a NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Cabaret Show. So this is what we're looking like all said and done. I will say that looking up close, just from the time that I applied the foundation even to now, which has only been like 20 minutes, so it's just after 11, it does look like, I don't know if it's due to the powder or kind of blending everything on top of it, it does look like it's blended in a little bit better. Oh, and my brows are the e.l.f. Brow Pencil and Taupe, which is my favorite. They're a little bold, but that's kind of been my thing lately. I don't know why I like it so much. Right here in my forehead, it's sitting a little weird, but everywhere else it looks kind of okay except the tip of my nose. I'm not mad, and I think it matches me pretty well. I couldn't see a very noticeable like foundation line, and I did try to blend it down a little bit, but even so, sometimes I can kind of see where they're blended in. So this is the look, and we will see how it lasts throughout the day. Like I said, I have some errands to run, so I'll do check-ins as I can, perhaps one outside, and we'll see how the day goes. Okay, so here's a natural light check-in. I just pumped gas. It is 11:21. So first full natural light check-in. It's still sitting a little weird on my forehead, my nose, but everything else seems to be okay. I feel like I'm in a really good position where I could do, I already run a few of my errands, where I could do an indirect, which is what you're seeing, sunlight, and then a direct sunlight comparison and see if it makes a difference. So this is indirect. I'm in the shade a bit. And then, so how are we looking? Can we see anything? Indirect, direct. I don't think it looks bad, actually. Aside from the areas where I'm going to have to figure out how to get it to not look so, like, cakey, like on my forehead. I think overall the color match is really good, especially considering it was online. Let me get some of this sun away. Especially considering it was online and I only had, like, 3 light shades to pick from, so. So I know this is really random for my channel, but as a thicker person, I found these pants at Walmart, and they were $9.88, and they actually fit like really well. They're a little long, but they fit fine up here. This isn't exactly the most flattering, but it could be worse. But for $9.88, you really can't beat it. They fit pretty well everywhere. Also, I just figured while I'm here, let me go ahead and do a check-in. We are at the 5-ish hour mark, so I'm going to take these off. Obviously, I'm going to have glasses indentions because that's the curse of wearing glasses. Right here and right here. See if I can push them out a little bit. Foundation always cakes up a little bit right where that indentation happens. But I gotta say, everything's still looking pretty good. And I was out running my errands and a random lady that I've never met told me that my makeup looked really good. So it was like a random little mood booster. Don't mind my headphones. I've actually been doing a little bit of cleaning. So let's check out the forehead. It's looking all right. I always have that dry patch, but it doesn't look as intense as it did this morning. I don't have any smile lines, which is impressive. It's not breaking up too bad around my chin. My lipstick is worn off a little bit because I've eaten lunch. My eyeshadow is starting to crease just a little bit. But all in all, I'm pretty impressed considering some of the reviews that I saw that were less than stellar about this foundation in particular. So 5-ish hours in, and this is what we're looking at. So I will see you all in a few more hours. Hi heathens. So I was getting together the beginning of this video and I realized that I didn't even say hello at the beginning. I was so out of it this morning trying to get ready in a robe straight out of the shower. It threw me all off my groove. I didn't even say hello. So hi, how are you? We are now, it is give or take about 7:30. So we are at about 8.5 hours, which for me would be like a normal work day. Maybe a little bit longer because I get ready a little before I go to work and then I technically work 9 hours. But anyway, the average day is going to be about 8 hours if you're doing like a work look. So we're going to come in a little bit and see how everything's going. I did look in the mirror a little bit before starting to film. Obviously, I've got crease lines along the side of my head from where my glasses push into my skin. My lipstick is like completely gone and I just ate supper. No surprise. The eyeshadow has not creased any more than the last check-in. My face really looks good. I don't have any crease lines around my mouth. It's breaking up the tiniest little bit on my chin. My forehead, where I have that dry patch, obviously my oils have started to come out. I'm sure you can see that shine. And you can barely see the dry patch. What I do want to do is take one of my regular powders over here, and I'm going to go with the e.l.f. loose powder. It's sheer, because this is one that I use daily, and I'm going to pat this along my forehead to see if I can minimize that shine, because if I was at home and like just needed to refresh it, that's what I would wind up doing. So I'm just going to take my big fluffy brush. This is a Moda brush. I don't have the little cap on it, so I'm just going to tap in a little bit. I don't know if you can see how much is on the brush. I'm going to gently put the lid back on. There's powder flying everywhere. Cap's not even on all the way. I'm going to tap it off. And then I'm just going to see the shine. I'm just going to gently powder onto my forehead. My face doesn't look shiny, but I am going to powder right on my chin where it's breaking up. So up close, doing that did emphasize that dry patch just a little bit more again. But it took away the shine. I've got a little bit of shine right in here, right across my nose, but on my cheeks where I had powdered earlier, and I used the Becca Set and Refresh. It's fine. I didn't put any like around my nose earlier because I never know when that's going to get oily. But across my forehead, just a quick little powder helped. So like I said, this is about 8.5 hours. I gotta say, I went into it a little nervous because of all the really bad reviews that I saw online, which I unfortunately saw after I, you know, picked it as my choice item, but I'm actually glad it was after because I may not have picked it. And I actually really like it. I think it's a really good shade match, all in all. I've got a bit of powder on my eyelashes. I think it has stood the day really well. That compliment earlier really made my day. And I've got to admit, I think my skin's looking really good. And I give it a big thumbs up. I say if you have a similar skin type to me and you can find your shade, give it a go. Especially if you can find a deal on it because it was kind of pricey. Um, and I will put, by the way, they sent the insert card via email. So I will put up here what all of the pricings were. And the total retail value for my box was $122, which isn't the highest value, but still you're paying $25 for the box, so you're definitely getting your money's worth. These are products that I'm going to use, so considering how much I like the foundation, I'd say this box is a hit. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!